This your boy Neighborhood Real coming back with a real insightful reaction video. Man, I want you guys to really tap in. But before I start on the video and let y'all hear the audio or whatever or whatnot, I want you to understand something. There are games that people play on the internet. There are entities that are on the internet strictly to trap us, to get us to say things that's harmful, get us to say things that's incriminating. They're getting us to say, they want us to say things and do things on the internet, on YouTube, or any other social media platform in order to bring charges upon them, take away our freedoms, our right to speak, free speech, or do whatever we need to do. Then there are also those that are working with those entities, right? That create YouTube channels to cause disruption, to be with all the BS and keep stuff going on, hoping that dudes will mess around, or women, and mess around and cross the line and get themselves incarcerated with their help. So they create these narratives, and they do things and say things on their YouTube channels in order for you to get a reaction, right? But now they done stepped up their game to another level, right? So I just want y'all to hear the audio, and I'm gonna just tap in here and there and let you know what's going on and whatnot, right? And then how that's gonna play out. Because this shit is gonna be real interesting, and I want people to understand what's fully going on and how to protect yourself. You gotta protect yourself at all costs, man, because they not playing. We playing, they not playing. Most of us are asleep. I'm not asleep. This is why I'm having this conversation with you guys, and this is why I'm bringing this video to you. And you know, let's get this video out there. Let's make this run up so people can be aware of what's going on. You got to pay attention what they doing and how they doing it, because our information is out there. They're taking our information and using it against us. And it's gonna come a time we're gonna look up and they're gonna be running a whole sweep on YouTube. This is just the beginning. But I've been trying to tell people, I've been warning people about certain people on YouTube that they work for the feds, and then, you know what I'm saying, this is what they do, and they keep on confusing and all this. This is exactly what I've been trying to tell you guys. This is what I've been preaching. This is what I've been trying to expose. This is why I've been doing what I've been doing with these particular individuals, to let people know, man, protect yourself. Pay attention, man. They not who they say they are. This is not what it seems, right? So this is just gonna solidify what all I've been saying for the last 2.5 years, straight up.
Very concept, depends on how it plays out. This version of the story is from Mashable.com. Chase D. Benedetto wrote it. If you watch certain YouTube videos, investigators demanded your data from Google. So another way of putting this is that investigators have approached Google and said, we want to know who watched certain videos. Give that information up. So, as Chase writes, if you've ever jokingly wondered if your search or viewing history is going to put you on some kind of watch list, your concern may be more than warranted, because it's going to happen to somebody. In now unsealed court documents reviewed by Forbes, Google was ordered to hand over the names, addresses, telephone numbers, and user activity of YouTube accounts and IP addresses that watched certain YouTube videos, which is part of a larger criminal investigation by federal investigators.
Okay, wait right there. Did y'all hear that? They went to court, right? And they asked for these documents, man. They asking for your information when you watching certain videos. When certain videos are being watched, they want to know who logged in, who tapped into that live or that video and watched it, because you getting on a criminal watch list. This is what I've been trying to wake y'all up. These dudes out here acting, and these women on these YouTube channels are perpetrating like they're bloggers, but all the time they're working for the feds. I'm telling you, man, pay attention. Pay attention. Just keep listening. This is going to get deeper and deeper.
So it turns out that these are court documents which suggests that they went to a court and got a search warrant and said, give us this information. Investigators sent links to public YouTube tutorials on mapping via drones and augmented reality software. Forbes says the videos were watched more than 30,000 times, presumably by thousands of users unrelated to the case. And also, do we know for a fact that that person watched the video? They might not have watched this video, watched that video. I don't watch videos from links that people email to me. I haven't got time. If I watched those videos, I would literally have nothing else to do. I couldn't even sleep. So YouTube's parent company, Google, was ordered by federal investigators to quietly hand over all such viewer data for a week-long period in 2023, which was the first week of January. But Forbes can't confirm if Google had complied. That's an interesting point. The mandated data retrieval is worrisome in itself, according to privacy experts. Federal investigators argued the request was legally justified as the data would be relevant and material to an ongoing criminal investigation, including by providing identification information about the perpetrators. Again, assuming they watched the videos. So that was their justification. In a case out of New Hampshire, police had requested similar data during the investigation of threats that were being streamed live to YouTube, but that order specifically requested viewership information at select timestamps during the live streams. With all law enforcement demands, we have a rigorous process designed to protect the privacy and constitutional rights of our users while supporting the important work of law enforcement. A Google spokesperson told Forbes, "We examine each demand for legal validity, consistent with developing case law. We routinely push back against overbroad or otherwise inappropriate demands for user data, including objecting to some demands entirely." So Google says, look, we get asked all the time. We do not always give them what they ask for. Privacy experts, however, are worried about the kind of precedent the court's order creates, citing concerns over the protections of the First and Fourth Amendments. This is the latest chapter in a disturbing trend where we see government agencies increasingly transforming search warrants into digital dragnets. That's the executive director of the Surveillance Technology Oversight Project, or STOP. It's unconstitutional, it's terrifying, and it's happening every day. I do not know how often it is happening. That is the entire story from Mashable. But that's really all you need to know. And so as technology progresses and changes and evolves, you discover that the law enforcement activities also have to change and evolve along the way. So as you can imagine, there was a time when they might drop a search warrant on a telephone company and go, give us, the phone numbers of every single person who called this phone on this particular day or something. And so there have always been kinds of records out there kept by businesses about you that might be very, very intrusive in the hands of the wrong people. And so, of course, nowadays, when you're on the internet,
y'all get that? Y'all get the gist of what they doing? See how they moving on the internet? On YouTube, the feds, they hitting Google telling, hey man, whoever hit these videos, let me get that information. Like he said, man, they used to get the phone, tap phones, all that. Man, we not safe. If you doing something or entertaining certain type of videos or channels that's doing all kind of crazy stuff, man, you got to be careful by going on those particular channels, because see what they saying? See, we sitting up here acting like, oh yes, our entertainment is cool. We want to watch the drama. But behind the scenes, underneath the surface of everything that may be going on, because we watching the entertainment of it all, man, we being investigated. Man, you getting investigated. I've been trying to tell y'all on YouTube, we getting investigated. Nigga, y'all keep playing games y'all want to. You what he's saying? So I'm not making this up. I'm telling y'all what's going on. I've been saying this.
As you know, your actions are being tracked by all kinds of entities out there. And so Google, of course, running YouTube, has, I think it's over 1 billion distinct users in a given month. 1 billion people. So YouTube itself is quite a popular platform. And so for them to come along and say, okay, we've got this one particular video. Tell us every single person who watched it in this 1 week. I'd be curious to know how big that number was. And we know that for a fact. So the bad guy we're looking for is in the group of people, the set of people who've watched that video. Therefore, give us the information on every single person who watched that video. And, that is a dragnet. That's and dragnet, by the way, in this context, they're talking about the fact that in an attempt to catch something, you just drag a net and just literally sweep up everything in the general area. And so, it seems to be a little bit overbroad. Of course, the scary part is they've got this information on you to begin with. But we've known that for a while. I've been talking about this for a while, about how much information all your various things gather about you, and then who they give it to behind your back. When you're not paying attention, your car is snitching on you, and so on. So is your smartphone. And now, so is Google on occasion. But I give them credit because they said specifically that we are following the evolving case law. We've got a legal department, and we examine every request closely. And so the interesting thing is we don't know enough of the procedure here. Because generally speaking, what would happen is somebody would go to a judge and say, look, we have a reason to believe that they've got information we need. What's the information? The information is all the information on the people who viewed a particular video. And they probably said, well, there's billions of videos on YouTube, and we just want the information on one video or two videos or whatever it might be. And that sounds like a small number. But then you go, oh, but it's been viewed by tens of thousands of people. So we want the information on tens of thousands of people. And suddenly you realize, okay, this is an extremely broad search. Couldn't you narrow it a little better than that? And like I said, the bigger question I have is, how do we even know the bad person, who, by the way, is presumed to be good for our purposes, but the person they're looking for, how do we even know that they looked at the video? They might not have. So there's a chance that you're sweeping up all these people, and turns out, no, they didn't even watch the video for all we know. So that's a concern. But of course, the other concern you have, and this is, of course, getting back to the first sentence of the story, where if you have ever wondered if watching a video puts you on a watch list, that is always a concern, is that what if somebody came along one day and said, hey, you know something? People shouldn't be watching that video. So we should ask Google to take it down, but also give us the names of every single person who watched it. And let's go talk to them about why they watched that video. And suddenly you realize that in the hands of the wrong people, this information can be very, very hurtful. So there's that. But as of right now, we don't know if YouTube turned the information over. That's something we don't have in the story. But we do know that YouTube got served with the warrant saying, give us this information on everyone who watched this video in a 1 week period. And that would be a ton of information. And I assure you, if they're looking for one or two people, a whole bunch of innocent people got swept up in that. And they might never know.
All right, y'all heard that? This is what I want, man. This is what I want people to understand. This is a complex game that we playing of chess. We playing with entities that's way above us, and we got to be sharp enough to recognize the play when it's in front of us. But if we sitting up here playing games on the internet, we sitting up here arguing and beefing and whatnot, and you're gonna sit up here and you want to talk about somebody every day, not knowing these people, right, that do this, or not even the people that do it. It may be some other blogger that just be like, just low-key, really like he doing his thing, and they talk about certain conversations or certain topics. When you're talking about certain topics of criminal element, you got to be careful how you interact yourself with that type of stuff. You got to see how you really want to be involved in that. Now that that's been told, see, nobody even heard this, right? I found this. And man, I was like, oh, okay. They never talked about this on the news. See how they hushing it. Because they don't want to wake us up. Because once you get woke up to something, then man, it's up and running. See, now they got to change their game plan. But that's why I'm trying to enlighten everybody. That's why I did this video, man, to let everybody know. Pay attention who you watching. Watch what the conversation is or what the topics are. And if they're engaging in any type of crime or any type of element that, may cause that's crossing the line, it probably be in your best interest to not subscribe to that unsubscribe to that person, move around, don't get in that type of stuff, erase all data, man, try to cover all your tracks if you can. Like the man said, our cars snitch on us. Our smartphones, they follow, they track everything we do. It is a way that you can get out from under all of this, right? And it's just simple. Like, I'm gonna just say, simplest thing you can really do is when you really trying to do something with your phone, you don't want to be tracked, wrap it up in foil. People don't understand that. That's a natural jammer to a GPS. Wrap it up in foil, right? You don't want to be your movements tracked with your phone. Wrap that boy up in foil. It can't get no signal, right? Man, that's just giving y'all some game, man. I'm not saying go out here and do no underhanded stuff, or I'm telling you this because you want to go do some crazy stuff. But I'm just telling y'all, man, arm yourself with some knowledge, man. Put yourself in the perspective that we at war. We at real war, man. And the war is technology, right? We at war with technology, man. It's us against them. You know what I'm saying? It's us against this entity, this AI, these things they create. These things, bro, are way, way harmful. And if they put in the wrong hands at the right time, they can be deadly. I know, you know what I'm saying? I know how this is working. I'm studying this. So that, man, let this be a lesson, man, and a warning to those that's on YouTube that watch all these channels. Be careful what you're watching, man. They're getting your information. You might mess around and get indicted. I told somebody this at the beginning when all this little BS started. I'm going to tell y'all something. And I'm going to say this again. And this is recorded. And I told them. And these dudes can vouch for this. I said, say, man, stop playing with this fool, man. Because if they come around and indict us, I'm not talking. Don't send your lawyer to me to ask me nothing. I don't know nothing. I ain't got nothing to say. I'm gonna plea bargain for me some time, get my sentence, ask them what y'all got on me, and let me do what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna go do where I'm going, and I'm gonna go pump me some weights. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get back buff up. I'm gonna run the TV, and I'm gonna crash into anything that get in my way. Because at this age right here, I have no choice, because if they give me anything substantial, I might not make it back. So I might as well be crashing some shit if I got to. If that's how it's gonna get me back home, that's how I'm coming. So that's just a warning to let y'all know, the heads up. Bro, I'm not cooperating. So don't send your lawyers and subpoena me, because I ain't got nothing to say about nothing. I don't know you. Sorry for you. Man, figure it out, bro. I can send you the recipe to how to make a spread. That's all I can tell you. I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, it's neighborhood real, man. I'm trying to bring you some knowledge, man, and some content. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, man, share the video. Let's run the likes up on this. Let's run the views up on it. Get this out to people that need to know this, right? Because this a real thing. That's not no propaganda right there. That was some real news right there. So yeah, man. Appreciate everybody that tapped in and watched the video in its entirety, because it was important. And if you didn't, come back and watch it again and get the rest of the information. Until then, man, y'all stay safe out here in the YouTube streets.